We're here with Robert Parker, no relation to Peter Parker, and he's from Bronco Nation, one of the members. Tell us a little bit about Bronco Nation, if you don't mind.
Oh, Bronco Nation got started back in June, and it's really designed to bring together a community of owners. You know, Bronco has been out of market since 1996. So Bronco Nation is intended to bring all of these enthusiasts together under one banner and help them to connect not only with each other, but also provide technical information, trail tips, meetups, especially in wake of what's about to hit us, which is the new Bronco.
2021 Bronco, beautiful, that's great. I would think it would be a good resource for like, hey, I need this part for my Bronco. Does anyone know where I can get this? Or like they're pointed in the right direction?
You know, there's not a week that goes by where I'm not in need of information. There was a, you know, what I thought was maybe an urban myth or legend. A friend of mine told me if you pour a famous beverage, soft drink, in the cylinders, it will eat the rust and unlock the engine.
It's another myth from when I was younger that if you poured that same certain beverage on a car, like someone you didn't like, it would take the paint off eventually.
Oh, that could be true as well. Could be true as well.
I never tested it out, but I'm going to try. And is there any special criteria you have to meet to join the Bronco Club?
Short answer is no. We've got people that have joined that don't even own a Bronco, or maybe just, you know, got a reservation for the new Bronco. What's really neat about Ford is, in preparation for the new Bronco, they created what they're calling off-rodeo, which is essentially a school where you can learn how to off-road.
Oh, wow.
So if you buy a new Bronco, you get 2 days of off-road training. They come with the purchase of the Bronco.
How many Broncos have you actually owned?
You know, I've had 12 Broncos.
12, that's it?
Just 12. I've got 3 right now. You know, a lot of people are invested in this, and you know, that's part of the fun.
That's awesome. I'm sure no one has ever asked you this, but is this the same generation Bronco that OJ drove?
You know, it is. And oftentimes when I stop somewhere, somebody will, you know, make a joke about it.
How many times you actually got stopped, if you had to count? Someone asked you, like yelling out an OJ plate?
Easily 30. Nearly every time I go somewhere. The great thing about classic cars is I liken them to a time machine. Yeah. And it takes you back to that era.
So I noticed in your garage you had another Bronco. Was that a Gen 1?
It is a first generation. It's a 1972 Bronco. And what's interesting about that first generation is it was made from 66 to 77. So it lasted
11 years.
You know, the great thing about it is it's one of the most simple, and if I could be a bit rude, it's crude in a good way, because nearly everything on that vehicle is held together by a 1/2-inch bolt. So you could have a handful of tools in the back of it and pretty much take the entire vehicle apart. But that's part of the charm of it. It's easy to work on, and right now I'm going through the brakes. I rebuilt the motor and put the motor back in this last winter. Got it back on the road, drove it for the first time, and discovered I had no rear brakes.
Oh, that ain't good.
So
obviously you were able to stop because there were no dents in the front that I noticed at least.
That's the benefit of a manual transmission.
We head back and take a look at that one?
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. Oh, that was great.
I want to welcome you to my garage. This is my 1972 Bronco. It is the 12th Bronco that I've owned. And this is one of my favorite because I dragged this out of the woods in North Georgia. It's a 3-owner Bronco. It was originally sold new in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And there's a lot of cool features about it. A lot of work to do, but on the inside, starting to dig into the interior, and you see this very iconic 70s color, sky blue. And one of my favorite features is what we like to call theft prevention in the Bronco community, but really it's column shift. You don't see many manual transmissions. Most people think you shift the gears on the floor, but it's actually on the steering column, simple H pattern, 3-speed, but tons of fun and very unique to this generation of Bronco.
You have some interesting paperwork here from that 72 Bronco. Can you show it to us?
This is one of the things I love about this car, is that it came with an entire folder of history. This is a really cool document because this was the actual financing on this vehicle. The customer financed $2,840 on this. This is the actual window sticker that was on the vehicle. One of my favorite features here, $3.62 for a chrome mirror. This vehicle in total was $4,500. And this is the owner's manual. This was in the glove box, so 1972. Look at the thickness of this owner's manual today.
Pretty simple.
There are 400 to 500 pages. You know, this one, just straightforward. Here's what you do. Here's how you open the tailgate. When I took the engine apart and actually removed the oil pan on it, it was as clean, just like it was brand new. So you could tell by the receipts that this vehicle is really well maintained.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow, thanks for sharing this with us. If you have any questions for Robert, just please post it in the comments below and we'll answer all the questions for you. Hey, if that wasn't interesting enough, we have a 1966 Mustang that is beautiful. Could we get a look under the hood?
You bet.
Is it true these cars used to have like bad muffler bearings?
This one has all new muffler bearings, and I've swapped out the blinker fluid. So it's good to go.
Beautiful. If you like Bronco swag, like and subscribe, and you'll be automatically entered to win some swag in the next 3 days. Come on.